Okay, tell me about your book.
Okay, this is a book that I wrote. It started in 1989, I guess it was. I was having back surgery, and they told me I was going to be flat on my back for about 6 weeks during the recovery period, and I knew that I couldn't stand watching TV for 6 weeks, and I'd be kind of like batshit crazy by the time that was over with. So I went out and bought 3 or 4 bags of Bic pens and put them in a jar next to the bed, and then I put an empty jar on the other side. I had this brace on that kind of went from here to my hips and laid on my back, and I wrote upside down until a pen had quit working, and I'd put it in the jar and I'd get a different pen, and I'd write till it quit working, and I kept rotating them. That's the way it started, and I got about, I don't know, the first half of it or so written before I was up and around again, and then I finished it off about 1992. The story's based around the gold rush in Radersburg, Montana between 1869 and 1878. It was basically the peak of the gold mine in there. Geographically speaking, historically speaking, the gold rush, the areas like Johnny's Gulch and Crow Creek and all like that they're all there. You can drive out and see them anytime you want to. But the story is just, I started it, the first sentence of the book is one word, it's pain.
I am the leader of Brownie Troop 7482. Our troop is hosting Thinking Day. Thinking Day is also known as International Day. In other words, each troop in a service unit, like Canyon Springs Service Unit, is ours. We choose a country to represent. We put up trifolds and different things to try to show the different girls from different troops what goes on in that country, the type of foods that are eaten there, the culture, stuff about their history, just to give them an idea of other countries in our world.
How many girls are in the troops here?
Our troop has 14 girls. Most troops range between 8 and 14, 15 girls per troop, and I think we have about 10 troops, maybe more, in the Acton Agua Dulce area.
And sauce. Cheese. Oh, very nice. No, this is manja. Let's eat. I love it. Okay. There's foods on the table. Sorry.
Born the demigod Maui. His father held the heavens, and his mother guarded the path to the netherworld. From below the depths arose the tips of great mountains. Maui reminded his brothers to keep paddling. The hook fastened to the heavens, and when it catches land, it will raise the old seas together. That's how Haiti became an island.
A slight increase in traffic collisions within the unincorporated area of Agua Dulce. So we went from 19 to 21, which really isn't that big, but we did have 2 fatal traffic collisions.
We had one vandalism. We had 1 violation of court order. We had a person picked up for possession of dangerous narcotics. Although that was Indian Canyon and Soledad, but that's still considered Agua Dulce, so you get the stat, unfortunately. And we had 1 drunk in public. 1 vehicle misdemeanor, forgot that one.
Okay, you need to do 1 more.
And 1 suspected case of elder abuse.
What most people don't know is that although Disney and ABC Studios is one of the largest content producers of all the major studios in Southern California, when it comes to the space where we actually do our production, our indoor production, our sound stages, we're actually the smallest. We have about a third of the amount of space as Warner Brothers and about 25% less space than Fox Studios. So when it comes to being able to produce productions in Southern California, we're at a bit of a disadvantage. We tend to go out on location, especially like a Criminal Minds that goes out just about every episode to film. Whenever we go out on location, we classify that into sort of two categories. One is when we go to a back lot, and the second is when we go to a practical location. The practical locations could be someone's house, a business, out to an open area for a filming of an outdoor shot. We take with us a lot of vehicles, about 1,400 linear feet, 35 pieces of equipment, and this is just for a standard 1-hour drama. This is a challenge for us because it presents a few things. It's a cost to bring all these trucks and trailers everywhere that we need to go. It's a logistical element and challenge for us because we have to find a place to park all of them. And then for television, it becomes an extreme challenge for us when it comes to bringing these vehicles back to locations. This is about 56 acres of the 890, so about 6% of the property. What you can't see very well in this picture is the fact that there's a set of transmission lines that cut right across the property right here. These are the high voltage lines that go down to Los Angeles, and they actually divide this area of our property from the rest of the ranch and its ranch. You've got Placerita Creek running through here, and you can just see the transmission lines coming across here. They're a new studio here. We didn't impede on the movie ranch itself. We wanted to make sure that we didn't take away from what the ranch is to us here. We want to be able to take our productions and bring them outside. Placerita Creek running through the property. This is actually a clear span bridge over the creek so that we don't impede the flow. What we've shown here is actually the creek being revegetated and some of the erosion issues taken care of through the process of our development. This is our before shot and what we hope to create in the future. So we wanted to keep this in the tradition of the movie ranch. We wanted to make sure that its architectural style sit with the surroundings. About 3,100 new jobs, about 500 million in direct economic activity. And the way these things are generated is they're done on a county-wide basis. Now, as I think most folks are aware, construction does tend to draw from a little further out than operations, but when you're looking for things like LEED certification, you have to draw from as many local resources as you can so that you can actually achieve those lesser distances traveled. So full operations, about 2,800 permanent full and part-time jobs. About 1,000 of those are associated with the productions on the campus itself. About 533 million in annual economic activity. About 1.3 million in new revenues, tax revenues. The construction window on this is probably 18 to 24 months. So starting in 2011, if we were able to enter into construction, it's called late 2011, we took another 2 years before we were in operation. So 2013, late 2013 or early 2013. We also have a website set up where folks can get updates on the project and see most of the information that I've presented today. We tried to keep it simple. Admittedly, though, every time I type this in, studios@theranch.com, I end up putting spaces in. It's just, don't put the spaces in.
Good evening. It is my honor to presenting our students from Meadowlark that competed this past Saturday on March 6th at UCLA University and for Science Olympiad. 16 of my 5th graders who competed for the Science Olympiad, and there were 48 elementary schools, and we were in the top 25% that scored. And we are glad to let you know that we brought home the gold medal to Acton Dulce Unified School District. Just to let you know that a lot of students, they pair up and they compete in different things, whether it's building something or to memorize many facts and knowledge, and they have to be able to get tested on it. And in order for us to get the status, it's a team effort where they get first place points, second place, third, and fourth. And out of 20 events, our students scored first and second in 15 events. Wow.
The team ranked 17 out of 34, and 2 of our students, Cheyenne Holman and Bob G. Dillon, received individual bronze medals for the Write It, Do It event. Evan Mills, Cheyenne Holman, Morgan Miller, Kristen Bunches,